Alright, let's talk about netcode. This is something that most people name wrong, get wrong, and they believe a netcode, and I did air quotes there, um, is contact between two people that didn't happen. Which it sort of is, but it's sort of not, and that's mostly wrong when you say it like that. So let's first talk about the internet. You're not connecting directly from your computer to the iRacing server. There's not just a single path that gets there. You have to jump around from your city out to a bigger point from outside your neighborhood, and then to a larger city, and then over to Boston, and then it goes to the server. Think of this a bit like traveling in a car. If you're going to go to Boston, you're going to take a small road out of your neighborhood, get on a highway, or the main road in your town, take the main road to a highway, get on the interstate, and then go up to, like for me, it goes to Chicago, and then from Chicago to Boston. And then from Boston's main hub, it goes to the servers. Now, obviously, with the server farm, it's quicker in than it would be coming back to your home. So a lot of people, I think, get confused that the internet is just a direct connection to whatever you're trying to get to, which is not the case. It's still got to travel to these points, and sometimes you have issues in between. That's where you see everyone from France dropping out in a race, or everyone from the South dropping out from a race. There's points in the line that have issues, and then those people disappear. But let's not focus on that yet. Let's talk about how long this trip takes. Usually the best you're going to get with iRacing is 60 milliseconds, or 60 ping. That is around 0.06 seconds. That's what you're going to have for a good ping. And that's a really good one. Most people are in the 100 range. So at that speed, you're going to travel 17.6 feet when you're racing at 200 miles an hour. So think about that. The time it takes your computer to tell iRacing where it's at, you've already traveled 17.5 feet when you're racing at Daytona or Talladega. And then think about how close we are all racing. So you're traveling a car length, or a little more than a car length, before the server even knows where you're at. So what they have to do is they predict the future. They take your last inputs plus a normal condition of what they think you should do, and they tell everyone else, this is where you're going to be. And that's where things kind of start going wrong. When you have multiple cars coming towards each other, they may stop, but if the prediction is seeing, hey, two cars are coming closer and closer and closer, okay, I need to say there's a hit, that's where we get those hits. So let's talk about my current issue. Got these connections, but one of them's red because the entire world is now computer nerds and internet nerds and not going outside. So the traffic, at least in the US, is getting backed up big time at these points, which means that it's taking a little bit longer for packets to go through. That's your inputs and normal conditions that you're sending to iRacing and back. And sometimes they get lost. So this is where blinking starts. And in my case, my neighborhood is so large and it's going through a single point that the packets are getting lost or slowed down so much that iRacing can't use them because they're too old. So that's why I'm starting to blink. It's nothing I can do from my modem or my computer, and sometimes this happens along the path, And so the prediction's got to just say, okay, take him out of the world, and then put him back once we have more information. So you see people bouncing around. You'll see them spin, or, we see it at dirt tracks where, they'll flip. That's the prediction code saying, oh, he's going to hit the wall, but then he doesn't, and it puts it back going normal. So it's part of it. It's how it's going to be no matter what, until we get instantaneous connections. And I don't know if that's even possible in the world, because you would have to go faster than light. And I don't know a whole lot about quantum physics. So information is delayed or lost. You get the blinking. We talked about why the phantom hits. It's the prediction thinking you're going to hit when you don't. Someone's ping's a little higher, so the prediction's trying to center them and get them where they really are. So in these cases, it's no one's fault. It's just physics' fault. You can't do anything about it. Otherwise, you start having cars blending into each other like we see in other games, and that makes it even worse, in my opinion. So, you know what? To me, it's pretty damn amazing that we're able to race. I mean, when I did the calculations for this, 17.6 feet at 200 miles per hour. That is just crazy, because we're racing 33, 40 cars all within a second or two, 3 wide, and the game is predicting it, where we're going to be, and just doing the best it can, and it's doing a pretty damn good job. It sucks when things go wrong, that's just part of it, though. If you don't want that, buy a real car, and you'll never have to worry about pings and dropping internet. But like I was talking about before, think about the connections. It's not all a direct line to iRacing. When everyone drops out of the server, either something happened to the server or something right before the server happened. When one person's blinking, it could be their internet, it could be a connection early on. When a whole region drops out, there's something along their path where it narrows in and everyone's going through that area, there was an issue. So there's 1,000 things. Netcode is what makes it all work. So it's not the actual hit or lag or anything that you see there. And right now, I've noticed it. I'm noticing it just because it's me having the problem. The world is using up more internet than it was built for. It's like that old South Park episode. We're running out of internet right now. Luckily, it's woke people up. They're getting the infrastructure better. But until then, there's going to be more blinking, more frustration. But it's still pretty damn amazing that we're able to even do this with that big of a distance covered. And that's why you see it at faster tracks, because you're covering more distance. In lower speed areas, there should be a little less. It's how it is, and you can get mad about it, but there's nothing you can do about it, and there's really nothing iRacing can do about it. So they've done pretty damn well, I think, to get us to this point. Hope that explains it a little better to everyone. If you got any other ideas for videos, this was my last one that I had planned. Let me know what you would like to know about. If it's a big enough topic that I can go 8 minutes on, I might put it together. But yeah, let me know what you think about this, and tell me if I got anything wrong. This is just very basic, skim over all the details, and just kind of give you a little background on why it all happens. Thanks for watching.